Welcome everyone. This is again another session on tools for integrated marketing communication. In our previous session, we tried to understand what integrated marketing communication is and what are the various tools of communication and marketing, what is promotional mix, what is communication mix, and how do the communication tools and marketing tools come together to create an integrated experience, and how has social media taken on as a revolution in case of IMC. So here in this session, we are going to talk about the tools for integrated marketing communications. Here we will cover advertising, public relations, sponsorships, sales promotion, gamification, content marketing, direct mail and email, events, exhibitions, conferences, merchandising and point of sale, and packaging as the various things that are included as tools for IMC. So let us begin with advertising. Though I have dedicated good 4 sessions to advertising and we have dealt in greater detail about what advertising is, here I will touch upon the various features of advertising. We all understand that advertising is a paid communication. A paid form of communication whereby you create your communication in the most creative manner about your company and about your product, and you send it forth in various media, be they mainstream media or the new and social media, and you pay for it because they reach a large number of audiences. So this is a paid form of communication. It is totally non-personal because advertising is not aimed at a certain category of people per se. Advertising is aimed at a lot of people together. So the heterogeneity of the audience makes it more non-personal. It involves promotion of ideas. Advertising is something which will deal with promotion of a product or a concept or a person or a service. So ideally, there is greater promotion of ideas related to a certain aspect of the society, and for this promotion is dealt with by advertising. Also, we have an identified sponsor. It is very well known whose communication this is or which company is offering this communication and for what kind of target audience. So we have an identified sponsor against a certain advertisement. It is influencing buyers' behavior, because buyer behavior or customer behavior is a deep thing which has to be studied and which has to be researched upon and accordingly formulated into the concepts of your marketing gimmicks and everything else. So we are trying to influence buyers' behavior. Advertising is a way of promoting, and by promoting they influence buyer behavior. Advertising then deals with a marketing mix because it is a major part of promotion. So when we say marketing mix, various tools that we make use of in marketing are all through promotion, and a major part of promotion is done through advertising. So these are the main categories, main features of advertising, which is one of the tools for integrated marketing communications. Let us look at the next. The next tool is public relations, and as a process, again, there have been various sessions on public relations and you have an in-depth understanding of what it is. But just to recapitulate the entire thing, I would like to posture public relations as a process which includes assessing and estimating the expectations from the company by the public and stakeholders. Now, there are various kinds of publics when we talk about public relations, right from stakeholders to directors to media, the common public, the society, the NGOs, the lobbyists, the government, the politics, the list is endless. So when you're trying to assess, make an assessment of, and when you're trying to estimate the expectations that the public has from the agency or from the organization, this is what we know as public relation. The process of estimation is called public relation. It also involves this view of the company to reflect in all managerial as well as market decisions. So involving the view of public relations is important in marketing decisions as well as managerial decisions. While I was discussing about public relations in greater detail, I also threw light on why public relations is a management function. So as a management function, how do you involve the view, the outlook of public relations in the decisions that you take, one for marketing and two for management of the company, is important. Third, researching about the courses of actions, their outcomes and effects on the company's image. So basically, because public relation is more about making goodwill, creating something good and then getting credit for it, managing the image and putting things in order so that people like the company or the organization whose product or service they are making use of. So the researching about these course of actions, what have we done in the past, what are we aiming to do in the present, and what could be our future course of action is important to understand. So researching about the courses of actions, what could be their possible outcomes, and then how does it affect the company's image? What is the possible effect that it will have on the image of the company is again an understanding that one will gain through public relations. The next thing is planning and implementing the objectives in a manner to create a favorable image for the company. Since we are talking about the side of marketing which deals greatly with goodwill creation and which deals with image projection, so we are talking more in terms of planning and implementing the objectives so that we are able to create a favorable image for the company. And for this, every time it is important that a large amount of money be spent. Unlike advertising, which has a greater budget, advertising budget is much greater as compared to public relations. The kind of tools public relations makes use of, which I will just discuss with you shortly, helps us in creating a favorable image for the company. So the planning and implementation of the company objectives, of the organizational objectives, should be such that it favors the image. And then troubleshooting and controlling in times of crisis. Now, public relations alone is a kind of marketing tool, a communication tool, which is trained to look after troubleshooting and controlling the times of crisis. Crisis is an unforeseen situation. We do not know when and in what form will it occur, but once it happens, all sorts of publics that we know about a company will stand against and fingers will be pointed. So at such kind of time, public relation is the only branch of communication and marketing which is specialized at dealing with such kind of crisis in the best possible manner. Also troubleshooting and controlling and creating some, taking corrective actions regarding whatever has gone wrong during the crisis. So this is how public relation becomes a tool of integrated marketing communication. PR is a tool of IMC, done. But now let us also look at the few tools of PR. What are those tools of public relations itself? How does PR operate? It operates through one, news releases. News releases are the basic send-outs that we give to the media. The pieces of news which we have with us about the company or about the product, which media should think will be of greater use for the social good, and people would be interested in reading or listening or hearing about it. So that is a news release. Then we have media kit. I have explained this in greater detail. Whenever we hold a press conference or whenever we invite the media for any cause, we create a media kit. This is basically to supplement the information that media persons would want about the organization, about the product, and about whatever the company has achieved so far. The third tool of public relations is social media. Facebook, blogging, Instagram, all sorts of social media handles that we know of can be a tool for public relation. Special events are created because when you're trying to create goodwill, one of the more favorable ways is to go for an event which is for the larger public good and which does not cost public so much, and which is obviously creating some value for the community of which it is a part. And then blogs, like when I say social media, blogs become a part of it. Blogs are important because there are influencers. Blogs are important because you want people who are followed by large number of people to be saying something positive about your brand, about your product, about your concept and idea. So blogs become one important tool for public relations. Then of course we have media tours also. Whenever you have something that you would want to display to the media, some development which you would want to showcase to the media, you would like to invite the media. And once you invite them, you show them around, you take them and you explain in detail about the developments that have taken place. Now this is called a media tour, and these media people will go back then and write a piece or so about whatever they have seen, and because they have found it newsworthy. So these are only a few tools of public relations. In my earlier sessions on PR and corporate communications, I have dealt in detail with a lot of other tools of PR. Now let us look at sponsorship. So far we said that advertising and public relations are both part of integrated marketing communications. They are a tool of IMC. Now let us see how sponsorship is also a tool of IMC. Sponsorship basically is a financial association of companies with other companies or events. So say for example, there is a sports event that is going to happen. So a health drink can sponsor it. Why? Because there are certain communication objectives that will be met for both the people, the company which is organizing this sports event as well as the health drink which has decided to sponsor the event. So there is a financial association, and the association is to bring about a gain in terms of marketing, in terms of communication, in terms of sales, visibility. So there are multifarious objectives that can be met through this. Now what all does sponsorship help in? One, it is a cross-platform and a cross-media tie. When I say a cross-platform tie-up, probably for a health drink, an event could not have been a platform until they came across and they decided to sponsor the event. Similarly, a book publisher, academic book publisher, could be sponsoring an academic seminar or a conference. So this gives them a platform to showcase their products. There would be people who would be visiting the sports competition, as well as there would be people who would be visiting the academic conference. Both the places, on one hand, the health drink person can put up his products on display and for sale, so also can a publisher do it in a conference. So there is a cross platform that is provided. Also there is a cross media tie. Why do I say cross media? Because one medium is an event and the other is publishing business. So there is a cross media tie up which helps and benefits both the organizations, both the sections together. It also helps in creating and reaffirming the brand image of an organization. So when you sponsor events that you think are important to you or address certain social concerns for which you stand, the corporate social responsibility part, they help in reaffirming and creating a brand image. And this brand image goes a long way when we talk about the audiences. Because once an image gets created, something destructive will be needed to dismantle that image from the heads of the consumer. So it helps in creating and reaffirming the brand image of an organization. Also, it helps in diversifying the market. Why? Because everybody is competing for the same dollars, for the same currency. So when you diversify the market, there are more number of competitors that are entering the market. Of course, the audience stands benefited because they are getting multifarious benefits and advantages from that, but at the same time there are multiple players that are entering the sector and have associated businesses. Like when I say a sports competition, you have a health drink. When I say an academic conference, there is an academic publisher. So we are diversifying the market. Also, sponsorship for charity helps in building image. Of late, corporate social responsibility has become an important concern, and companies and organizations have been told that a certain amount of their profit on an annual basis must go into charity or corporate social responsibility. So while companies do charity, it helps in creation of an image which promulgates the goodwill of the audiences and general public towards them. Now let us look at sales promotion and why it is an important tool of IMC. Now some of the techniques of sales promotion are: 1. Communication, 2. Incentivizing, and 3. Invitation. When I say communication, through sales promotion, one is able to inform and orient your audience towards a certain product or service. One is also able to persuade the audiences to buy or use or try the product. At the same time, we also have incentivizing by means of freebies or discount coupons that are always available with the organizations for the audiences. This is basically to make them try a product or a service for the first time, and if they are satisfied, they would come back again for it. Invitation is by means of memberships. There are certain memberships which will promise of incentives in the near future, like say for example, most credit cards that operate in India offer those kind of memberships. So if you have certain number of points, they are in collaboration with certain other agencies or certain other companies, like a credit card can have a collaboration with a fuel provider. So if you get your car, go and get your car refueled, you earn certain number of points, and these certain number of points can later be redeemed in other ways. It can be in terms of kind, it can be in terms of air tickets, in terms of all other facilities and benefits that one would like to avail in future. So this is by means of invitation that sales promotion goes on, and there are memberships with promise of incentives in the future. So this is how sales promotion is also an important part of IMC. Now let us look at the tools of sales promotion. Like I just explained with an example of a credit card, there are many more things that go on in sales promotion. One is letters and mails. Letters are basically reminders. Like this is something that you also get from educational institutions. When you finished one degree or one diploma and you can upgrade your skill or upgrade your qualification, you will receive a letter from the institution stating that you've completed this. Now the next prospect for you can be this. In case you're interested, please seek admission. So this is basically not only a reminder, it is also a motivation for you to upgrade your skill. Or another example, you go for health checkup to a certain hospital or certain agency. After that, you get mailers from them reminding that your health checkup is due, and this is a discounted price, and the elders in your family can also avail this facility at a discounted price. So that is also done through letters and mails. So there can be multifarious examples of this. Then there is point of purchase displays. Now point of purchase display is what? It is basically there to capture your attention. So something which looks really beautiful from the window, you would like to go and purchase it. So it would be an immediate decision at that point of time. Also there are demonstrations. A test drive of a car is a very good example. So when you demonstrate how good your product is, say how strong is the engine of the car, or what is the mileage like, or what is the pickup like, all those things can be demonstrated by means of a test drive. Also sometimes media representatives are available for demonstrations, like at the time of launch of a new car. People invite reporters and journalists who are working in certain automobile section of, say for example, a magazine, and they would take a demo. With that demo and whatever inputs, the information they have received, they will go back and write an article in the magazine about the upcoming car which is going to be launched soon. So these are examples of demonstrations. Other tool of sales promotion include offers and discounts. Now these offers and discounts can be seasonal, but they are short term. They can also be off season. Say for example, winter is about to come. So there would be a summer season sale on various things, on clothes and footwear and all other things. So this is an off-season discount. There are also seasonal discounts like Diwali or Holi or New Year's or Christmas. So various seasonal discounts go on, various off-season discounts go on. Another example of season discount could be during the winter time when people are not making use of air conditioners, the price of air conditioners would go down. So this is an off-season discount. But all of them largely are short-term and basically are only aimed at attracting the visibility in the eyes of the audiences and to capture the attention of the audiences. Also there are coupons and gifts. in terms of schemes, in terms of gifts, in terms of reward for loyalty, because you have been using this product or service for the past 5 years, we decide to give you a holiday package. This is an example of reward for loyalty. Also, there are schemes and gifts which are often available. Say for example, if you take 2 newspapers of a certain brand together, you would get it at a discounted price, and it will be available, the service will be available for you throughout the year. So coupons and gifts are again another tool of sales promotion. Now let us look at gamification. Now sales promotion is also a tool of integrated marketing communication. Gamification is comparatively looks new, though it is not a very new marketing tool, but definitely it is a more innovative marketing tool. And why is it innovative? Is because it keeps the consumers engaged and motivated. People are engaged with whatever communication is coming from the company's end, and it motivates them to dig further, to do further in order to stay involved in that game. The game could be, say for example, for children, it could be collecting wrappers of chewing gum for another new pack of chewing gum. So this is called gamification. Also, getting reward points in a membership card after purchase of certain things can be an example of gamification. So say for example, there is a store X to which you go and make your grocery purchase for the entire month, and after say 5 months, the 6 months purchase would be free up to a certain amount of money. So this is also called gamification. This is what? This is getting reward points in lieu of a membership. Now basically it keeps the audiences engaged and motivated. It also integrates game mechanics into the sales process. So this is like a game. You do this much, you get this. So you give this and you get this. So there is a game mechanics which is being involved here into the sales process. So this is also a means of increasing sales. And of course there are rewards for loyal customers. So this is gamification, and again it is an important innovative tool of IMC. The next is content marketing. When I say content marketing, the process of generating content in order to sell the products is called content marketing. The term is like close to 10 years old. It all began with the content marketing in media. Why? Because media has space to sell. Media has time to sell. So TV, newspapers, radio, what do they market? What do people use them for? For the content. So the content marketing concept has come from media marketing, and basically it is the process of generating content to be able to sell the products. So like I was just giving an example of a blog which an influencer would write, or a Facebook page in which you say that a certain brand X is very impressive, it is very classy, or it serves certain kinds of XYZ needs. What are you doing? You are, by means of content marketing, you're selling the product. Other examples could be travel blogs, whereby travelers, solo travelers, sometimes group travelers or couple travelers would come back and write about their experiences. They would give tips about if you go to a certain place, what are the things you handle, how do you handle, is there an Airbnb there, is there the inexpensive kind of hotels there, how safe is the place, safety of women, good for solo travelers or not. So many different aspects, local cuisines and local culture, and what is the best time to travel the place. So many various aspects about traveling can be shared through travel blogs. So similarly, there are fashion blogs, most of them run by youngsters, whereby they would propose as to what are the best trends and what makes you look like what, and why is a certain thing better off than the other, and how do you, customize at the same time without spending a lot of dollars. How do you get that fashion sense in yourself? Then there is e-commerce shopping halls. Like often you would see there are e-commerce companies, and there would be influencers who would produce videos about their shopping from a certain e-commerce company X, whereby they would be saying that certain kind of shopping hall on such discounted prices has helped them gain such kind of a thing. So this is their catch, and how useful the catch has been and how satisfied they are with the product. This again is content marketing. Then of course there are finance related blogs, whereby they they advise you as to how to invest, where to invest, what is the best time, and how to stay upgraded with the latest knowledge on finance blogs, so on and so forth. Also, there are social media vehicles for content marketing like blogs, websites, Facebook pages, Twitter handles, various media vehicles which make use of social media, and through the process they market the content. Also, it helps content marketing. What is the use of content marketing? It helps in reaching the audiences faster. So quickly you can dissipate your message to multitudes of audiences who are there, who are looking at it at their own comfortable time zones and then making their decisions, or at least making their opinions about the product or service that you've talked about. Also, content marketing has made influencers important. So influencers I've just been talking about, so you all understand what influencers are, and suddenly they have become important because this has also emerged as a good business trick. So you have certain kind of fan following, you would be approached by companies to talk about their product. So this makes a lot of business sense as well. A kind of entrepreneurship can be being influencers, social media influencers. Now let us talk of another tool of integrated marketing communication, which is direct mailers and emailers. Now we all know the difference, but still I'll just bring it out in form of some points. Regular mail, the direct mail, the letters are slower. They are lesser in numbers because how many can you do at a time? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. But emails can be much faster and they can reach multitudes of audiences all at the same time. There is greater novelty in today's time as far as direct mail is concerned, and the samples can be sent across. So you would often see that a pouch of new green tea which is just introduced into the market comes with the morning newspaper. So there can be samples which can be sent across with the letters as well. And the experience is more real because you have somebody addressing you. It looks more real on the paper. The response rate is also higher. So if you sent a sample and if I've liked it, tomorrow I'll go to the market and buy the product. But the problem is that the direct mail can get lost as compared to the email until you've written a wrong email address. And there is always a language barrier. So everybody may not be comfortable in the language that you have written the letter. As far as email goes, of course, like I just reiterated, it can communicate in large numbers. It also creates a lot of spam because unsolicited emails land into the spam section of our emails. There is also link to web pages which can be sent across, and the experience is more transient because all you're observing and all you're reading, looking at is on the screen. You're not sure of how real this can be. And of course, because of that, the response rate is lesser. The language and technological barrier also exists. The response rate is also less because of that, because primarily I may be looking at a website or certain kind of information whereby an advertisement or some kind of promotional material comes my way. I can totally skip it. So the response rate will be lesser. It is faster and it can get lost in the bulk because it can be marked as spam. Now let us look at events and exhibitions and conferences. All of them are different kinds of events only. When we are talking of integrated marketing communications and when we are making use of events as a tool of IMC, what we need to look into is, what is the purpose of that event? Who is it being organized for? Who is the target audience? What is the plan of action? How will we go about holding this event? When and where of the event, the date, time, venue, the technology, because technology has touched all aspects of marketing. It has also touched events. So we have barcode scanners today when it comes to tickets. We have virtual meets happening today. We have apps through which we can register for a certain conference or event or an exhibition, anything of the sort. There are also social media reminders that come to us from time to time that on such date you have an engagement at such a place. So all of this technology is getting engaged with events and making it more lively, more important, more relevant in the lives of not only the organizations but also the customers, also the audiences. Now let us look at merchandising and point of sale. Now there are basically 3 to 4 kinds of merchandising that you can say. One is product merchandising. Product merchandising is the point of sale where something has been displayed. So an artistic display of the product is called product merchandising. Then there is retail merchandising, the activities that make retail space more enjoyable. Say for example, a display or a demo or streamers or banners. There would be various joints which are meant for children, which sell burgers and ice creams, and outside them you would find a clown-like character, big character, who would engage children. So that is something again which can be an example of, what makes your retail space more enjoyable. Then there is visual merchandising. Visual merchandising is all about about attracting eyeballs. So how is it that the audiences are getting attracted to it? It could be by means of spacing, it could be by means of lighting, and of course the design to highlight the visual appeal of the product. That is very important. Besides visual merchandising, we also have digital merchandising. So there are all sorts of digital activities when we talk about digital merchandising. Say for example, when you shop from an e-commerce site, electronic payment system, ordering online, looking at the reviews, looking at opening up the box of a product on a YouTube channel, and all these things come under digital merchandising. So how are you making use of the digital platforms to convert it into a point of sale for your organization, for your product? Now let us look at the last bit of it, which is packaging. A package needs to be compact. When I say package is the product's outer cover. What is inside and how it looks outside is all called packaging. So a packaging needs to be compact, it needs to be lightweight, it needs to be easy to carry, it must be attractive, and it should be designed in adherence to the brand image. It should be wear and tear safe, wear and tear proof. So what are we talking about? Say for example, when a phone arrives, when you order for a phone and a phone arrives at your place, how does it look? It looks very compact and safe and very well packaged from outside. It is also light in weight. It cannot be something very heavy which will be difficult to lift or to get across to one's home. It should be easy to carry and attractive, and the design should be in adherence to the brand image. What do we mean by this? The design will be in adherence to the brand image when, say for example, a certain brand image focuses on the strength of a company. So the design cannot be frilly. The design cannot be something which makes it look more beautiful. The design should, by means of its design, by means of the color, by means of its looks, it should appear sturdy. So the product or the service that you're designing should be according to the values of the brand. So the kind of image that the brand enjoys is also the image of the product. So the designing should be in adherence to the brand image. Also, it should be wear and tear proof because it has to be marketed across cities, across places. So it better be wear and tear proof, otherwise it totally spoils the experience of one spending the money, two receiving something which is new and which you're excited about. So this is about packaging. So these are all the tools that we make use of in integrated marketing communications, and through this we have brought to light what are the various ways how communication can be marketed, how it can be integrated. So with all so many tools, everything is not necessary to be fitting in every size does not fit all. So you have to pick out and choose and customize and strategize according to the tools that you've picked. So first the objectives get decided, then the tools get decided. Based on the customization of the tools, the strategy gets worked out, and then finally the implementation of integrated marketing plan takes place. So marketing communication is all about a whole lot of rejig. You keep rejigging between the various kinds of, the kind of tools which are available with you, and all the tools may not require a lot of money. But all the tools may be very, very innovative and may have very different kind of speciality about them, which other tools may not enjoy. So you should be checking on what is the objective that you're out to accomplish, and based on that objective, how are these tools going to help you? And when you strategize accordingly and keep taking into account the midterm corrections of the plan that you've made, the MARCOM plan, marketing communications plan, the strategies that you've held, the objectives that you've held, then obviously it is more likely that the integrated marketing communication plan will be a success. With that, I end my session. Think holistic, think IMC. Thank you all.